Hey guys, this is Ozzy Lopez, and welcome to the first episode of Confessions of a Real Estate Agent. So, the reason why I wanted to do this series in the first place is because I feel like there's a lot of, what would you call it? It's not necessarily BS, it's more of fluff, maybe even embellishment. Why? I don't know why. Maybe because it's a sales industry, right? Real estate agents, we have to hit our numbers. We got to make these sales work. We got to sell that listing. We got to get that offer accepted. And the reason why I wanted to get this series is because I wanted to really be fully transparent, be really have a no BS approach, even at times be very vulnerable. So let me tell you what I'm going to talk about in this episode, and I'll tell you what I'm going to talk about in next week's episode. So this episode, I want to talk about what I hear other agents saying that makes my fluff. I'm not even going to say BS because that sounds so negative. My fluff detector, right? My fluff detector go off. What am I hearing from other agents that makes my fluff detector go off? And next week, I'm going to talk to you about how I actually lost $17,000 in real estate. So that's next week. If you want to know how I lost, that's right, negative $17,000 in this career, tune in on the next episode. I'll definitely go in deep and get you guys some juicy details. Okay, so with this week, one of the things that so when I'm out there talking to other agents, talking to my colleagues, whether it's I'm doing a deal with them or I'm mingling with them or I'm at an event and I'm bumping into a lot of people and it's just regular small talk, right? Regular generic small talk. I ask them because I'm interested. I really want to know. I really want to know the truth behind this question. I ask them, hey, Joe Schmo agent or Johnny McBride agent, whatever. That's not a real name, by the way. What is your favorite part about being a real estate agent? And when I ask that, I want to know that, I really want to see where they come from. Like, for example, I want to know if, maybe the commission is their favorite part, right? Like, ooh, the reward. And that's not a bad thing. I was reading Frederick Eklund's book, and he said that his business partner, I forgot what his name was, his favorite thing about real estate is the commission. He's like, every time he gets that check, he has a high, he smells it, he's like in love with it. It's the reward. And even Frederick says, hey, all power to him. That's what drives him. And who's to say that he's right or wrong, right? And that's what I want to know. I want to know, what do you love about real estate? Whether it's, hey, I love the commission part, or I love the fact that I get to see so many different type of unique homes, or I love the fact that I get to chase down a deal or close a deal, or I love the fact that I can market, or I love the fact that I can build a clientele by doubling the size and tripling. I really want to know, what do you, Mr. and Mrs. Real Estate Agent, truly love about a career in real estate? And this is what I'm hearing. I love when my clients successfully, what do I hear? I love when my clients successfully accomplish the goal of home ownership. Okay, I'm not saying that's a good answer. I'm not saying that's a bad answer. I'm just saying my fluff detector goes off because, number one, I hear that a lot. Like, a lot. I want to say 80% of the people that I ask, 80% of the agents that I ask, I say, oh, the rewarding feeling that I get from a person becoming a homeowner. Okay, maybe I'm going to say, you know what, to a few of those agents, that's probably true. But I do not think everybody who gave me that answer will accurately I think that what they were giving me is a PC. This is what I'm gonna say because I'm a real estate agent and I'm on the clock, right? And I don't know. That's number one the biggest response that I'm hearing. Number two, it kind of goes aligned with that. It's just maybe different wording. Number two, the ability to help out families find a home, which is kind of the same thing. So I hear that, and let me first tell you what my. Remember, I want to be transparent. I want to be vulnerable. For me, it's not the commission. It's just not. When I get a check, sometimes it stays in my backpack for a few days, even a few weeks. I forget to deposit it. It really isn't the commission. I'm going to be fully transparent, fully honest. It's not for me. And with that said, it's not the house. To me, all the houses look the same. I'm sorry and I'm not sorry. I'll tell you why. Because I'm not emotionally attached to the house. I don't fall in love with the house, right? So that allows me to help out the client make a more logical decision. That's my proposition behind that. Where all the houses look the same to me. So I don't really care for property. I don't really care for homes in the sense of beautiful homes, splendid homes. I think that's up to the buyer. Because why? Because you're the buyer. You, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer, you're going to live in the home. So you better find it beautiful. You better love the place. You better love the community. So I do a good job staying very neutral and helping the buyer in that sense, guiding them to make sure that I hit their goals, not having some agenda like, I think you should get this house because it's so beautiful. Why wouldn't you? No, I don't have that. So it's not the commission. It's not the house. And it really isn't home ownership. To me, it's not. And I'm not saying that every agent that answers that question with that answer is bad or wrong. It's not. But to me, I think you could be happy renting. I think you could be happy being a homeowner. I don't think that just because you stopped renting and you moved into home ownership, you know what? They both have their pros and cons. Being a homeowner takes a lot of responsibility, you guys, right? Because you're now more stable in one location. With renting, you could probably be more mobile. Also, if you're renting, the water heater breaks, the landlord usually takes care of it. The property management company usually takes care of it. If you're a homeowner, you take care of it. So I'm not necessarily for home ownership in a sense that it's better, because I do believe that home ownership in the long run is better than renting in the long run, in the long term. In the short term, I want you guys to think of where are you as far as happiness goes. Where are you as far as happiness? Because to me, that's what ultimately matters. So that's why I'm not really, home ownership is my rewarding thing, right? And so to finish up this podcast, or this episode right here, for me, it's building a business. It truly is. The reason why I enjoy real estate, this career, so much is because I get to build a business. I get to practice and flex my entrepreneurial side of me, from a marketing approach, from a prospecting approach, from creating raving fans approach, from leadership, anything that has to do with business development and entrepreneurial pursuit. That's a word, pursuing something entrepreneurial. That drives me, man. Do I love that? So if you ever see me in real life and you ask me, and feel free to ask me, put me to the test and say, hey Ozzy, what do you love about your real estate career the most? I should and I will answer. I love the fact that I get to build a business around it, and I love the fact that I get to be entrepreneurial around it. And why? The reason why is because I used to work for retail, selling clothes, selling shoes, and I hate it. I hate it with a passion. The fact that I couldn't put my own spin on things. I couldn't make decisions and execute. I remember saying, hey, if we set up this table and we set up the shoe, or if we hang up this suit this way, or if we put this suit over here because it sells more, or can I offer this instead of offering that? They would say no. most of the time, maybe 90 to 80% of the time, they would say, no, corporate wants it this way, right? Corporate wants it this way. Even though I'm like, look, I just showed you that I sold double the amount of suits or triple the amount of I did this and I showed you that it works, but now you're reversing it because corporate wants it this way. I felt trapped, to be honest. I felt trapped that I couldn't exercise my entrepreneurial tendencies, my entrepreneurial spirit, the fact that I saw a business opportunity, and because corporate didn't approve it or we have to run it by corporate, I couldn't execute. And that frustrated the hell out of me. So I love, love, love about real estate that in a sense, I'm my own boss. I can make decisions, and guess what? I am corporate. So thank you so much for watching the very first episode of Confessions of a Real Estate Agent. Stay tuned for next week's episode where we'll talk about how I lost, and it was this year in particular, 2019, $17,000. All right, take care. Bye.